Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking about failure, something that a lot of us constantly dread because of what it does to our self-esteem, as well as to our hopes of succeeding at something. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 4 ways in which you can shift your perspective on failure and see the actual benefits that it can have for you in the long run. You know J.K. Rowling is one of the most celebrated authors of our time, having created a multi-billion-dollar franchise that keeps growing and growing. But the story that you haven't necessarily heard is how she struggled for several years to make ends meet, and even contemplated suicide when things weren't working out for her. So let's take a look at a speech that she gave to students at Harvard, talking about those extreme failures, what those times did for her, and the lessons that might be able to help you as well.
So why do I talk about the benefits of failure? Simply because failure meant a stripping away of the inessential. I stopped pretending to myself that I was anything other than what I was, and began to direct all my energy into finishing the only work that mattered to me. Had I really succeeded at anything else, I might never have found the determination to succeed in the one arena where I believed I truly belonged.
When nothing seems to be going your way, you start to identify the few things that your heart is set on pursuing. This will allow you to direct all your energy into the work that truly matters to you with laser-like focus. All the smoke and mirrors around you begin to disappear, and you then have the ability to begin again with a greater clarity of what your purpose is. You stop pretending to be something that you're not, or do things that you have no business doing. And it's certainly possible that if you had experienced any modicum of success in any of these other things that you wanted to pursue, then you wouldn't have had the will to put your head down and work towards something that you could truly excel in and is important to you.
I was set free because my greatest fear had been realized, and I was still alive, and I still had a daughter whom I adored, and I had an old typewriter and a big idea. And so rock bottom became the solid foundation on which I rebuilt my life.
At your lowest point, you begin to realize that your back is up against the wall and you have very little to lose. If you're able to keep things in perspective, this can be a good thing, and rock bottom will become the foundation upon which you rebuild. Find solace in the things that you have around you still, whether it's people that support you or the tools that you have to start something new. It's very important at this point to try and double down on what you want to pursue and give it everything that you have, so that once you pick yourself back up once again, you'll have a better chance of succeeding.
You might never fail on the scale I did, but some failure in life is inevitable. It is impossible to live without failing at something, unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all, in which case you fail by default.
When you understand that some failure is often inevitable, it will give you the security to try and take risks instead of not starting something because of the fear that you might fail. By simply starting, you're already way ahead of anyone else who refuses to give themselves a chance. Once you realize that failure is certainly possible, you free yourself from approaching things cautiously and playing it safe. Remember that you can fail at something that you don't care about, so you might as well give yourself a chance at trying something that you love. I've talked more about this in another video that I will link below, and you should check it out if you want to hear more about this particular point.
Failure taught me things about myself that I could have learned no other way. I discovered that I had a strong will, and more discipline than I had suspected. I also found out that I had friends whose value was truly above the price of rubies. You will never truly know yourself or the strength of your relationships until both have been tested by adversity. Such knowledge is a true gift.
Finally, you will learn more about yourself and your relationships in these times than any other. It can teach you what your skills are and where you operate best. Once again, if you can shift your perspective from addressing a low point as a failure and reframe them as lessons that you have learned, you will be much more comfortable with trying things to learn what not to do in the future. When inventing the light bulb, Thomas Edison famously said, "I haven't failed, I've just found 10,000 ways that do not work." So be open to trying things and learning from setbacks, because they are only shaping you to be better equipped for what you're truly meant to be doing. Guys, I hope that this can help you think a little differently about failure going forward. Drop a like below if you found this video helpful and share it with somebody who you think might need to see this as well. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Vihan Shalaya. I'll see you next week.